Just let me know when we're live.
We are.
We're live?
Yeah.
Okay. Where's your slides? Where's your slides?
Well, they're looking at us. They're looking at you. They see you right now. Say wave hi.
Am I like, because on my screen, you're giant.
And on my screen, you're giant. And everybody that's looking at the webinars on air right now, they see you.
Got it. Okay. Awesome. All right. We're using, hello everybody, it's Sean, and you figured that out already. We're using a technology that's somewhat foreign to me. I used it 6 months ago with Sean Vossler, and I loved it. And, but I don't have, Kate, I don't have like the whole control room with the questions and all that.
I got all that.
You got all that. Will I ever get to see it?
No, I guess not.
Okay. What about chat and all that? Is that enabled?
I got all that.
Okay. Yeah. Is that enabled?
I didn't have the chat enabled, but I have the Q&A feature enabled, so people can ask me questions.
I got it. Good, because I always felt the chat was kind of distracting, unless it's like super interactive.
It is. I want them to be listening to the content, not talking to each other. I should show them. I should say, hi, by the way, this is Kate. I'm the voice that you're hearing.
Oh, they can't see you.
No, not until now they can see. Now they did, and now they see you again.
All right. We're totally screwing this up, but this is what happens.
Now, just to be clear, I've been using this technology for well over 2 years. So it's malarkey over here that doesn't have it.
I'm the newbie kook who doesn't know what he's doing. So anyway, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for showing up. We are a couple minutes past the hour already, so we should probably get rocking and rolling. If you guys made it in, we don't have a capacity here tonight, but most of the time, if you have any issues, try not to log out. Just be patient. Usually it's a video freeze or an audio freeze. And oftentimes that comes from the bandwidth, a bandwidth issue. So you probably have other apps open in the background that are running that are taking up. So do yourself a favor and shut everything down that you can, whether that be Pandora, Facebook, any kind of chat you have running, Spotify and whatnot. And you should have a great experience. Kate has prepared a pretty awesome presentation. For those of you guys, I always like to do this interactive and I can't see. So I'll just take it as if you guys are answering. But for those of you guys, I always ask like how many people know Kate or don't know Kate. And I always like to get a gauge of the audience. But if you don't know Kate, I've known Kate, I don't know, Kate, how long have we known each other? 5 years, 6 years now?
Let's see. Well, I got on Twitter in 2008. Actually, I think we met in 2009. So we are going on like almost 6 years maybe.
Yeah, probably over 6 years. We're getting close to 2016. So yes, I've known Kate for a long time. And when it comes to running a social media agency and a marketing agency, that's who I refer my business to. I've sent Kate a bunch of leads over the years. Does a great job, and she's probably built one of the biggest communities out there, if not the biggest, of social media managers and people who do social media marketing for a living or as kind of a side hobby or a side business. So you're in really good hands with Kate. If you have any questions, I don't know that I'll be here to be able to answer. I don't know how it works, Kate, but I'll do my best. And if I can, I'll answer it. And if not, I'm sure Kate will answer it. We will be doing Q&A at the end of the call, I believe. Is that right? Yep.
Absolutely.
So most of the time it works best if you guys save your answers. And I'll be sitting here. I'm coming from sunny, or almost not sunny anymore, but Santa Barbara. Well, this is the view out the back here. So hello, everybody. Yeah, Kate was asking me if I was still in Santa Barbara, and I was joking with her that I was actually in Ohio. And she was asking me about the mountains in Ohio and why I'm still wearing a T-shirt. And anyway, so all right. Well, Kate, I'm going to turn it over to you. And I think you have.
I do. I have someone hiding next to me, but I'm going to introduce him in just a minute. It's part of my slide.
Special, awesome expert. So very cool. All right. Well, I will be quiet and kind of pass the mic to you, and I'll be here in the background taking notes. So I look forward to this presentation, Kate, and we'll see you in just a little bit.
Awesome.
Or I'll speak with you in a little bit, I guess, during the Q&A.
Yeah, okay. All right. Hey, everybody. I'm Kate Buck Jr. here. And in just a second, I'm going to introduce you to my business partner, Jesse Jameson. So I'll just slide the little, what is that called? A camera. That thing's called a camera. This is not my first Google Hangout, nor using the webinars on air technology. So you guys are in really good hands here with me tonight, I promise. That everything will go smoothly. If you're watching us on YouTube, on the YouTube link, you may not have some of the features that I might mention. The first one is I just put up a little poll because it helps me to know who I'm talking to when I'm teaching tonight on the webinar. So I'm kind of curious what you are interested in and what brought you here to hang out with Jesse and I tonight. and Sean on tonight's training. Some of you, I find that people are either kind of in one of three categories, so I put those categories up there. Either you are a small business owner and you're looking to learn social media to grow your own business where you have your own products and services. And some of you that are a business owner, the products and services that you sell are related to marketing or social media, and so perhaps you're looking to grow that business. And then oftentimes there are a few of you on here that you are checking out this whole thing, trying to get out of your 9-to-5, start a new business, and so you may be interested in starting your own business. So if you're looking at the webinars on Air Technology, you'll see a little button in the upper left-hand side over here, orange, and it says take a poll. And if you click on it, it'll just ask you those questions, and then you can answer and tell me which one you are. Now I do see questions coming in on the questions app. I'm glad to see that you guys are here. I apologize we got started a few minutes late. Hi Alan from Melbourne, nice to have you on. Kerrigan loves my wild hair, thank you. This is a breakthrough for me. Jesse can tell you I hated this up until very recently, and I would straighten it every day, but then I don't know, went out to California recently and just kind of, it was like this and we fell in love. So I fell in love with it, so I'm gonna do it that way from now on. So thanks for noticing, I appreciate that. So the last little thing I just wanna say is thanks to Sean for having me on. We have known each other for forever and a day, I think. One of my very first friends that I met online, and I mean that truly in that I don't know if I've ever told you this before, Sean, but there's a little graduating class of those of us that kind of got started around that same time in 2008. Our friends, Sean is one, myself, our friends Amy Porterfield, Lewis Howes, James Wedmore, and I feel like almost like, you know, we went to high school together and then we graduated and we
like
went
grade
on.
school.
We'll have our we'll come back and have our reunions, right? Because we all kind of got not got started online at the same time, but we were at one point like you know, a little clan, and we all hung out together and we went to events together and all kinds, learned from each other and all kinds of good stuff. So you guys are like my closest longtime friends online. So thank you for having me on to share with your group. So that's enough about that. And you probably want to like get into the content of tonight's webinar. So we're going to be talking about social media strategies that your business can bank on. And this is a brand new training that Jesse and I have just put together. And so just so you know, we are going to talk a little bit about the opportunity of providing social media services to businesses, whether you're a strategist or you want to be a social media manager, or even if you just want to, you know, I always think that small business owner, somebody who has their own products and services that is invested enough to sit on webinars like this and learn and invest in themselves and train themselves for their business, wouldn't it be great? I don't know if they always realize how much body of knowledge that you have that you can then take out and help other businesses. So no matter which one of those buckets you are in, I think you will find value in tonight's webinar. So thanks for being here. It looks like we have so far in the poll anyway, we are at about half of us here, a little under half of us are marketing consultants already. Awesome, you're my people, hello. Small business owners, about, what is that, about a third. And then everyone else is interested in starting their own business. So hello to everyone, everyone is welcome, and I'm sure that everyone will get value from tonight. There are the questions, I will take them at the end. So if you have them, you can type them, but know that I will be too distracted to look if I'm going over there, so I'll answer them all for you at the end. So let's go over here. Let's see, let me just check really quick. It looks like Sean's sending me a note. Nope, there he is. All right, good. We're gonna go to the entire screen, share my screen, and well, we were just right there anyway, huh? So we can go to presenter mode. Good. All right, so we were right here. I was just kind of talking to all of you guys and, you know, figuring out these are my little buckets, whichever bucket you guys are in. So thanks for taking our little poll. And, you know, the first thing we said we were going to talk about tonight is why social media skills are the most important skill that anyone can invest in right now. So I think it goes without saying, and I feel like I might be saying something that is, everybody will say like, oh, maybe duh, you know, we've heard this 1,000 times, but the truth is we know that all businesses, every single business is impacted by social media. Now, this is whether they are actually participating in the social conversation or not. If they can have positive effects or negative effects, whether they're participating or not, and there are positive effects of social media, whether they, if they are participating, right? Positive or negative, doesn't matter. But all businesses are impacted by social media. This is the, as Jesse would say, and I'm going to introduce him in just a minute, as Jesse would say, this is the greatest social experiment of all time, particularly when we talk about Facebook, because what we're doing is we've got all these different people from all walks of life participating in this technology, and how they interact with each other, what they have to say about different businesses is not anything that is going away anytime soon. As a matter of fact, we're going to see the impacts of it just only grow as it, I believe, as social media weaves more intricately into our lives, and we're no longer going to be really siloing it, calling it social media. I feel a little archaic even calling it social media at this point, but the social web, right? So the idea is every human being on the face of the planet can bring value to any business, whether it's your own business or whether you want to get hired as an employee in a company, or whether, again, you're that marketing consultant that wants to have clients or do strategies and consulting. If you understand the dynamics of social media, I could literally, and I always try to give credit, and I love this imagery that Jesse gives. You could parachute out of a plane, blindfolded, anywhere on the planet land, and you could bring value to any business because you understand the dynamics of the social web. So this is absolutely a skill that you can make money with. And again, no matter what you want to do, you don't necessarily have to be a social media consultant to understand that you can make money by having the social media skill. So again, this is the most important skill, the most valuable skill that I believe anyone can learn and everyone should be learning right now at this point in time. Okay, so I mentioned it before that they are in demand, and it's not just that community manager role. You know, you're seeing whether you're someone who wants to impact business in areas of customer support or helping them in their marketing and their content creation, whether you're a branding expert, if you do reputation management, if you want to help businesses be found online, you're into search engine optimization. Jesse's going to talk a little bit about that in a minute. If you're into business development, if you're in PR or media, or even in human resources working internally in a company, all of these areas of any business are impacted by social media. So you might be wondering, and I know we did a little bit of introductions at the beginning, how do I know this to be true? Well, I'm going to take just a second and we'll be brief about it to introduce myself. My name is Kate Buck Jr. I just realized I'm about 6 months away from my 10-year anniversary online. Even though I started my social media business back in late 2008, I was working for a company as their community manager since May of 2006. So when I realized that the other day, one, I felt a little bit old, but two, I finally realized I wasn't the new kid on the block anymore. I'd like to introduce to you my business partner, Jesse Jameson. Hello, Jesse.
Hello, hello. Good to be here.
He's on the right on the picture, but he's to my left as we stand here. And together we run an agency called Hey Now Interactive. At Hey Now Interactive, we work with all kinds of businesses, including direct response marketers. We work with national retail chains, startups. Oh, I just realized I skipped even saying anything about you. Should we go backwards?
No,
Keep going. We work with sports and reality TV stars, best-selling authors. We work a lot with network marketing brands, people selling products on Amazon or other e-commerce sites. And we also have a little product called Social Media Manager Pro that we're going to talk about in just a few minutes. But I do want to run backwards and let you say hi, Jesse. So
sure. No worries.
Jesse's been marketing online for 15 years now.
It would be 15 years.
So
yes.
you got a little bit of a head start on me.
Yes, yes, indeed. The short of it is this. Been in online marketing in some capacity for 15 years. Been a consultant with a number of companies, whether it's online lead generation to direct response marketing. So pretty much everything I've done as a background has to relate to revenue. And interesting, about 3-4 years ago, I really spun my focus over to social media because of its far-reaching hooks into every aspect of marketing. And as a result, it's become kind of my lab recently. And because Kate and I both share views on what we believe social media really is and where it's going, it's been a good fit for us to work together. And she runs a lot more of the organic side of social media, and my expertise in particular is in the paid side of actually taking the organic things you're doing on social media and tying them into paid advertising on social networks.
All right, good. Thank you. Thank you for saying hello. And he's going to share some stuff with you guys in a minute that is more on his side of our business than mine. So I'm sorry that I skipped all of that. But we at Social Media Manager Pro, we have trained a lot of different social media managers from all walks of life and that have all different kinds of backgrounds as well. So wherever you are sitting over there listening, like I keep saying, I know that you guys are going to get value from tonight's webinar. We just talked a little bit about the first thing that we promised to cover with you tonight, which is why social media is the most important trade skill any business owner can invest in. If we were having a pop quiz right now, I bet we'd have people raising their hand. If you guys want to answer in the Q&A really quickly, that would be fun, and let me know why social media is the most important trade skill any business owner can invest in. That would be fun. But shortly, we're going to get into how to leverage your social media skills to make more money, no matter what you're doing right now to make money, or if you want to start your own business, of course. I brought Jesse on because he's really going to dive deep into the 5 critical marketing services that every local business needs. And then we're going to give you a quick tactic to land one as a client. And a lot of our students do that within their first 24 hours as a social media manager, which is pretty fun to have people start a business one day and have a client the next day. So we're going to show you how they do that. And then I'm going to come back and talk to you guys about the expert industry. And I'm sure that this is something that isn't too foreign to you if you're sitting on this webinar. I mean, I am a member of the expert industry. So is Jesse here. So is Sean. It is the fastest growing specialty niche, I say in the world today, but particularly in the online space. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about why that's important to you if you're looking to start a social media manager business. So let's jump in. You ready?
Sure.
All right. So just so you guys know, your first client is right around the corner. Mm-hmm. Literally. Right. No?
Yes.
See, I think I'm funny, but no one else does. Literally. So your local businesses, and this is where I'm going to kind of let Jesse jump in. Your local businesses are really in your backyard, aren't they?
Sure, they are. And again, just to recap we thank you for the poll part. It gives us a better idea of who's on here so that we can kind of shift and adjust some of the things we're talking about to meet you specifically. A lot of you already own your own business. Now, some of you have businesses that have products and services that are sold well outside of your local area. And so these things will work just the same for you, with the exception of maybe local directories. There's those of you that are already marketing professionals in some capacity, whether you're doing website design or some other type of service, consulting service, paid advertising, and you're probably here looking to see how you can expand your offering to your clients to gain new clients and to increase the actual overall value of your existing clients. And there are those of you that actually would like to know how you can get a business started from home as a social media manager. So in this particular case, when we say 5 to 10 mile radius from where you live, there are so many people in your backyard that need these services. Just like you, those of you who have your own business, when you're the butcher, the baker, or the candlestick maker, that's your core focus. You didn't really get into business to be a marketer. And so therefore, you're focusing on your core business, and you may not really realize the basic things that you should be doing in order to gain exposure for your business through social media, whether, again, you're a dry cleaner, the daycare, restaurants, all these things that you have right in your backyard that you already consuming their services yourself. So you already have an in, you know a little bit about their business. And then again, even if you don't, these people right in your backyard desperately need help in the area of social media. and we're going to jump into some of those reasons as to why they need your help. Some of the critical marketing services that most local businesses, and again, this spills over outside of local, but it definitely applies to local, and that is local business directory listings. It's really frustrating when people aren't in a directory listing and their prospects and their customers can't even find them. Online review sites, it's one of those things where if you're not a part of the conversation, you're missing out, because chances are, if you have enough products and services out there, there's a conversation going on about your business. And of course, proper monitoring and management of those social networks, any social presence you have out there, is going to go a long way towards helping you to stay connected to what's going on in your particular niche market. And then of course, local marketing strategy. These are some really hot things that are going on right now that are very fresh, fairly new. When I say new, in some cases within the past 6 months, others within the past year to year and a half, 2 years. And those are your lead generation campaigns for local businesses, meaning that there's new ways for a business to actually acquire new prospects that can then turn those prospects into customers. Retargeting campaigns. I did a survey about three months ago, sometime midsummer, and of 150 local businesses, about 7 of them had actually implemented retargeting. And then of course, proximity marketing. And what I mean by that is actually using social network advertising to reach people who aren't just like living in a particular area, but are physically in that area, who are going to see your ads on a mobile device. And of course, the last one we have here is mobile website optimization. And what I mean by that is some quick, easy things that you can do. You don't have to be a techie or a coder to be able to help any business have a much better web presence. And again, all these things I just talked about, some of these might seem like they're a real deep dive, but I assure you that there are plenty of people that we've worked with, trained, that are up and running within a matter of a couple days in any of these areas. You don't have to do all of them, but these are where the opportunities lie for local businesses. And again, a lot of this, other than the local directories, spills well over into the subject matter expert market, anyone who has information that they're sharing online. So we'll kind of go into these in a little bit more depth here now. So the local business directory, this is one that often frustrates me, and I'm sure you've been there.
We did give out a handout about this,
yes.
Listing a lot of the ones that you see here, you guys. So remember, if you grabbed your directories handout, these are the ones that we're referring to getting listed in those 50 directories.
Right. There are clearly some that are used more widely than others. But the bottom line is that when a person is searching a directory, if they don't find your business, you just lost that business. They're going to find the next business in line, or whatever business shows up that seems to be a good fit for what they're looking for. Another big challenge with local business directories is making sure that you have the consistent information across all of them. And by simply taking the time to do this for a local business, or for yourself, if you have a business that can benefit from this, you're going to see a lot more traffic and a lot more business, because mobile is absolutely where it's at. People use their mobile devices as their personal command center. And there's nothing more frustrating than when you're standing literally in front of a business, but you can't even find the business on your phone itself. So this is what I refer to as incredibly low-hanging fruit. And it seems like something that's obvious, but I assure you, if you actually went around and looked at some of the local businesses in your area, perhaps places that you frequent, you're going to find out that most of them aren't in all the proper directories, nor do they have the correct information. Their products and services change, whatever, their address, phone number, whatever it is, to be consistent throughout all of them. It's a big deal.
Yeah, and it sounds like it's just what businesses don't realize. It's literally just a matter of continuously filling out forms.
Sure.
So while your local business doesn't actually really understand how simple it is, it can be very time consuming. It can be very boring. But nonetheless, the more directories that you are listed in, the more opportunities you have as a business to be found. And so it's a very simple task. You could even potentially outsource this task very inexpensively, but provide it going door to door to local businesses, like, hey, are you in your local business directory? And it's a great local business directories. We offer listing in 50 top directories to help you get found online, and it's a great little foot in the door to provide some of the other marketing services that we're going to talk about.
Right, and one thing I want to say along with this is that you don't even have to go and ask them. I mean, if you have the list of directories, pick a business that you frequent already, whether it's a car wash or whatever it is, and you look to see where you can find them, because it's a service, again, as Kate mentioned, that's your foot in the door. It's not the end all, but you're going to have a whole bunch of things in your marketing arsenal now that help you represent yourself as a specialist and helping them gain further reach online. And so even simple things like this is going to make it so that when they start having new people come in as a result of this, it really makes you look like a superhero, that you help them get additional traffic from just a one-time effort.
Yep. And some of these that you guys are seeing on the screen here, this is actually from the directories handout that we gave you. Some of them are, the ones like Yelp, Facebook, Better Business Bureau, Angie's List, Merchant Circle. These are all ones that we've heard of. Then as you drill down, you see that there's a lot of really helpful ones that are not top of mind for every business owner to be on. Before
you go from this, one of the things you'll notice in how all this ties into social media, you're wondering, how does a local directory really fit within social media offerings? Well, if you notice, you look at the top 5, you will find that those are the ones that are most social and actually have reviews tied to them. So this, again, ties into the fact that social media meets business in so many different areas of business because there are conversations going on about you and your business. If you're not a part of that conversation, you're losing out to your competitor who is.
Well said, sir. All right, the second way, so once you've helped a business get listed in all of the online directories, the next place to really help them is, again, we're seeing we're actually demonstrating for you guys the crossover of social, search, and now review sites, right? The second place that you can help them is just providing an ongoing service where you help them manage or monitor, excuse me, is the correct word, monitor their online reviews. You can see in the little picture here, if you can see on the little mug, I had to point it out to Jesse, the little guy here, his mug says CEO. So here's the CEO of a company Googling or searching for his business online, and he's frustrated because he's got a good review there, professional, affordable, but he's got some other ones too. So how can we be the buffer between the CEO and these reviews? How can we help respond to them? How can we help correct them? How can we help make these negative reviews? How can we turn them into positive customer experiences?
Sure.
And that's a service that you can provide very quickly, very easily as part of a local business marketing.
Yeah, so there's 2 stages there. One, of course, is just the monitoring. It's one of those things where, if you constantly say there's no weeds in my garden, there's no weeds in my garden because you're not looking to see what's out there, the weeds will take your garden. So monitoring is one of those things that you can offer as a service. And then, of course, there's other things you can do to help those customers and clients actually respond and turn what could be perceived as a potential negative mark against their business into an actual opportunity. So that's just one other place, and that's the second, which is online review sites. And those actually do tie into many of the mobile directories themselves.
Now, the third thing that Jesse mentioned was monitoring and managing the social networks. So I put a little screen cap here. There's a place that we love going to called the Hi-Hat Public House. And, when it comes to social networks, when you're doing a strategy for someone, let's say you're even providing social media services to them, again, what Jesse's saying, there's a difference between monitoring and managing. So you could do either or. Sometimes it's just monitoring it for them because they may not always get a direct notification about their name being mentioned. You may have another company mentioning them, you may have a customer mentioning them. But then managing would also be managing the social networks. And we have a whole sections of trainings on how you help a business manage their social media, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, or any of them. But as part of the 5 critical marketing tasks that you can provide to a local service, a local business, monitoring or managing their social networks is one of the top ones. Every business out there is wondering, what social networks do I need to be on? Do I need to be on all of them? Do I have to post every day? What do I post every day? What do how do I grow my following, right? Social media is just like the buzzword out there. You hear it on on TV, on on their local news, they're reading it in their trade magazines, and they're getting advice from all of these places. So it's something that they know how to do, but they definitely feel overwhelmed with the amount of information that's coming at them. So helping them understand which social network should we just monitor, right? We don't want to set up shop there. We're not going to put an official presence so people engage with us there, but we do want to monitor it so that we're part of the conversation, or we at least know about the conversation and what's happening. Versus managing a social network is when we set up shop, we set up our profile, we have our pictures and our images, and we're doing posting every day, and we're engaging with our customers, right? There's all of these things that go into managing a social network. But either way, this is a service that you can provide to any business.
And what Kate just said there is really important for anyone looking to add social media to their marketing arsenal or service offering. There's a big difference, again, between monitoring and outreach, okay? And you don't need every single platform that's out there. So many businesses fail epically by trying to put a presence everywhere and manage those presence. But there's some where it does make a lot of sense to simply monitor for conversation, and those other ones that you're going to use for outreach. And those are going to vary based on the type of business that they are. If you're a real estate agent or an insurance agent, there's going to be a tremendous amount of value in LinkedIn, as where you might have less reason to be on Instagram. So there's definitely that to consider. But there are places where you're going to monitor, and there's other places where you're going to use it as an actual outreach.
Yeah, I was just thinking versus like if I'm a pizza place, LinkedIn is probably not going to be my first
Right.
network of choice, right?
Sure.
So you guys, local marketing strategy is now sort of the next place that we're going to. So just a quick recap for people, right? Number one is just get them listed in the directories, right? Number two was help them with their online reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Number three is talk to them a little bit about social media. Now we're kind of drilling down into how can we help them understand their funnels, right? Their customer funnels. And Jesse really has 3 local marketing strategies that are easy to learn and easy to implement for any local business that you could go out and get a client right now.
Absolutely. And if you got nothing else from this call, and again, it's always interesting within an hour, we try and pack a lot of information in here. And we can tell you a lot about what to do, and it's a little bit more challenging to go into the how to do it in this short amount of time. And before we go into this first one, which is lead generation, it's fine.
I press the button always too fast. I'm sorry. I'm a fast button presser.
Sure. This is good right here, because what this is basically showing is just outreach. And it says Facebook specifically, and that happens to be my particular area of expertise, but it really applies across the board. And the reason that social media is so significant to any business now is because online marketing has been a continuous struggle for search engines and all different other areas of online marketing to stop people from gaming the system. And what do I mean by that? By using tricks, tips, and tactics to game the system to their advantage. And of course, it works for a little while, and then there's a new algorithm update. Well, out of all the things that has settled the internet down, it has been social media. And the reason for that is because the entire social media front has been shifting the way that we do business and the way that we interact with each other and the way that we respond to information. Because it's real people having real conversations with verifiable profiles that the search engines and other sites are beginning to use to say, look, this is a real relevant conversation. People just didn't inject this in here and make it up. So with that said, there really are 3 pieces here that are going to be very significant to both local marketing as well as businesses far and wide. In fact, one of the next thing we're going to be talking about here is very applicable to even things overseas, events in Singapore or Hong Kong or wherever else you might be doing some type of lead generation. See, in the past, the big challenge has been traffic at a reasonable price. And then if you drive traffic to any type of business front, a website or what have you, then you're going to be worrying about conversions once you get them there. So that means, what is your cost to get an ad in front of someone? And what is the cost to acquire their contact information? Well, as we know that mobile marketing has become so much more prevalent, and it's going to continue to grow, and it right now represents the overwhelming bulk of Facebook's advertising revenue. Up until this point, you could get very cheap mobile traffic. The problem was the moment that you wanted an actual transaction, meaning the moment that you wanted to capture their contact information to continue communication with them, or the moment that you wanted to actually sell them something, it required data entry. And you've been there. You're like, you get to a form on your mobile device and you're like, yeah, I wasn't that interested to be able to do the work. Well, recently, there's a new type of ad campaign that's come out, which is called a lead generation ad. And here's how incredibly simple it is. A person scrolls to their mobile phone while on Facebook. They see an ad for your business. Could be a local business, could be your info product business, could be your virtual assistant business. Doesn't matter what it is. You have something of value to offer them, what we typically call lead magnets. This can work for any business, even a pizza place. They simply tap the lead once to express interest. They tap the screen, excuse me, they tap the ad once to express interest. They tap the screen again to submit the contact information requested by the advertiser, whether it's you or your client. And all that does is submit the information they already have on file with Facebook. And boom, they're done. This is the easiest form of lead generation that has ever been available on a mobile device, because prior to this, it required data entry. And that scares off most of the people that will see that ad. And so now, while mobile traffic used to be the cheapest traffic, desktop used to convert better in the past, this now will actually surpass desktop. It'll keep your traffic low and your lead costs low. The first test that I did right out the gate with this, I generated over 500 leads at 23 cents a lead for a client. So lead generation for local businesses is a big deal, whether, again, butcher, baker, candlestick maker, everyone needs leads. It's the lifeblood of their business. It's bringing new business into their company so that they can then increase their revenue. So lead generation is a big one. And before you leave the slide, Kate, just wanted to say that now, while all these things might seem like, wow, okay, I don't have the time to spend 3 months learning this sort of thing, I've actually had people up and running in just a matter of days. It's not that complicated. And the truth is, as with everything we're sharing with you here, you can go learn it yourself. You truly can. Just a matter of how much time do you want to spend doing it yourself. Okay, we can go from there. Mm-hmm. Retargeting. This is one that kind of blew up over the summer. In fact, I had quite a few speaking engagements talking about this concept and working with a lot of our clients on it. The reason retargeting is so significant to you and to your clients is because it's the most effective advertising you will ever do. No question about it. So much so that if you're not doing retargeting in your business, and right now I'm speaking specifically with Facebook retargeting, and there are other retargeting networks, but if you're not doing retargeting, you are leaving money on the table. Now, this is a slide that I used in a past presentation. I'm not going to go through all of it here, but the point is, in its most simple form, retargeting is this. A person visits your website, they look around, they leave your website without making a product purchase or entering their contact information. They may do those things, but most won't. Now, because you have a small piece of code placed one time on that site, they are immediately eligible to be retargeted with ads on Facebook. That means that the moment they leave that site, they go into Facebook, you can have an ad that retargets that visitor with specific advertising. If you know that they went to your scuba rental page, if you're a dive shop, and you know that they were looking at rentals, or if they were looking at trips, you can put an ad for scuba rental equipment in front of them. Okay, that is significantly more powerful than approaching a new prospect or just random ads that are out there. You're only paying for the ads for people who have already expressed interest in what you have to offer.
Yeah, I loved it when there's a presentation that Jesse does about retargeting where you talked about the vacations and how if I went on your site and I was looking for like an adventure vacation or something, and then there was ones that was like baby vacations or baby moon vacations. Yes. It's like, you know what, if I come to your site and I'm looking for a baby moon vacation, you don't want to now show me ads on Facebook about doing Shark Tank diving because probably I'm about to have a baby and I don't want to be in a cage with sharks. I don't know about you guys, but
Sure.
that's just me personally. So the beauty of retargeting is that it, like the slide here says, it observes the behavior, and then you can create ads specific to the behavior that your user took on your website while they were there. So it's like, almost
Absolutely.
like, it's this, you guys have seen this. You go to Amazon, you look at a specific product, and then you go back to Facebook and you're like, how did they know I was looking at that product, right? And it seems a little bit creepy, but it's very effective.
Absolutely. You see the second little bubble that goes around. It's what I call dynamic re-engagement, because instead of brute force marketing where you're just showing them the same ad over and over again, if they visit a pet shop, you want to be showing them ads for dog food. If they showed up looking at stuff for cats, it's going to be more effective if you're going to re-engage them based on their expressed interest. So that really is retargeting. And again, while this may seem like it's complicated, I guarantee you can have any client set up in 24 hours capturing their visitors' information. And even more importantly, if they're not ready to run ads, you're still capturing useful information about who their visitors are, and you're going to be able to give them insights into the psychographic and demographic data of those people that they wouldn't be able to have otherwise.
And this one is new, and this one is like all the buzz right now, right? This is the,
Yeah, this
it's
is
even like a little, not even buzz yet. It's like a little cutting edge, huh?
it's pretty cool. Facebook kind of snuck this one in last year during the holidays, and it wasn't available to everyone. They kind of tested it with some of their select enterprise clients, and it's called proximity, or I call it proximity because that's general term that will extend outside of Facebook. But what Facebook is now calling them are local awareness ads, and this is something that they've introduced recently. And what it allows you to do is to target people in a specific geographic area. And I'm not talking about the people that live there. If I'm on vacation here from Austin, Texas, and I travel to San Francisco, and I'm there and I'm walking the streets and I'm trying to find something, and all of a sudden I see a local coffee shop that says, hey, we've got the best hand brewed coffee. What's the place we live out there? Phil's Coffee. Love that place.
Oh.
They say, hey, come in and get your favorite coffee, 20% off, whatever. And you're only right around the corner, because it's say they only advertise in a 5-mile radius of people physically standing there, because Facebook knows, because you have your mobile phone with you. Okay, that's proximity or local awareness ads, and it's a powerful strategy. Imagine during the holidays, you ladies running around doing all the Christmas shopping that you do, and then all of a sudden,
guys do Christmas shopping too. Don't do the ladies in the Christmas.
I think as a
You guys
general,
do
I
it on
think you
their
like.
Amazon.
I think you like shopping more than we do. And so let's say you're getting ready for a Christmas party, but you got all the shopping going on. All of a sudden, you see an ad pop up for a local nail salon that's right around the corner. It's like, I've been meaning to get my nails done. Here's one that's close. It just like that. There's creative ways that you can actually use local awareness ads to bring people in off the street.
I'm laughing because it sounds sexist, but I would totally go.
I know you would. That's why I said it.
What? I'm out shopping. I need to get my nails done. There's a discount. I'm so there. But I want to be angry about the example. I really do.
Sure.
All right. Again, remember, you guys, I said I'm the comedian, but no one ever laughs at my jokes. The last one is kind of one of my pet peeves is mobile website optimization, because here's how it always works with Jesse and I. We're out traveling, and he just said, looking down at his phone, well, normally it's Jesse telling me to figure out where we're going to eat or whatever we're doing, right? So here we are, and then I end up getting on their website, and I can't figure out whatever's happening. So I'll do search, and I'll see something that looks interesting. A lot of times I'll be on Yelp. Where's a restaurant? Where are we trying to go? And then I end up on their website, and it looks like the website on the left, where the letters are too small. I can't read anything. Maybe it's Flash. I can't call them. I don't know their hours. I just rather just stay on Yelp to find out the information. And so mobile website optimization is a service that I feel like, I think maybe marketing service providers think it's too complicated to actually offer this, and maybe that's why there are not enough local businesses with mobile responsive websites. But it's such a huge pet peeve. If you look on the right, it's so obvious. Here's our menu. Here's the information about our restaurant, and call us and come on in. It's like,
Right.
I am so much more likely to take action if I end up on the left.
Right.
I'm just going somewhere else.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, some of you on this call might feel my pain. I'm getting to that place in life where my eyes just aren't working nearly as well as they used to, and it frustrates me whenever I'm trying to zoom in to see text, and it's just clear. It's a website that's not fit for mobile. So what's the question? Am I suggesting you become a coder and that you go in and tell someone, hey, you need to revamp your whole website? It's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm suggesting is that there are some very simple things that anyone can do. Simple as installing a plugin on their site. I guarantee you that most websites out there are using WordPress. The overwhelming majority. Some of them have done some hard coding HTML, but the overwhelming majority use WordPress as a platform because it's so easy. It's simply a matter of installing a plugin that when a person visits their site, it says, hey, is this a mobile device or is it not? And if it is a mobile device, there's a very simple things you can do to redirect it to pages, additional pages, not changing the pages they already have, additional pages that are mobile friendly. If you're a restaurant, all I really want to know is your hours. I want to know your phone number if I want to call and make reservations. I want to see a menu. I might want to see some pictures. That's it. I don't need to be scrolling through lots and lots of pages. I just need the basic information that's going to help me make a decision to come visit your restaurant and know what I want.
Yes. Now, I do want to acknowledge we got started a couple of minutes late, and it's almost the top of the hour here. So I hope you guys don't mind, because we did say we were going to talk about the expert industry as well, and I don't want to skip over that.
Sure.
But I know that we're only 10 minutes away from the top of the hour. So
right.
I don't know. What do you think, Jesse? Is it good if we go a couple minutes, even if we go a couple minutes
Yeah,
over?
let's blaze through it. I think it's a value.
All right,
sure.
good. Okay. All right, so you guys, those are the 5 strategies that you can provide to local businesses. And I forgot to say, there's a really easy, quick way to find these local businesses if you are interested. If you're not the small business owner, and if you are interested in finding more clients in social media, and it's a little trick, that we teach to our students, which is use sites like Groupon and Living Social, or any of those like coupon or deal sites. And if you see that a business is listed on one of those sites, go out and do a little bit more research on them. See if they're see what their online presence look like, because the idea is that they're doing a huge revenue split with Groupon and Living Social in order to be listed. And what that says to me is that they're willing to spend money on their online advertising. They're just not quite sure exactly how to do it yet. So these are great businesses to approach to provide services to.
Yeah, what I equate this to, and again, this is just my Facebook marketing hat, and also I'm going to tie in some of the things I just mentioned before. This is easy, simple, push button, low-hanging fruit for most businesses. It's not the most effective. It's not the most cost effective for sure, but this shows that they're trying. I kind of find it the equivalent of, there's a lot of different ways you can advertise on Facebook. One of the easiest ones is you go to your Facebook page and you boost a post, or you do a like campaign. Doesn't give you a lot of options. You're going to pay a premium for that push button easy. And that's what most people will do, but there's a better way to do things. All the things that I just shared with you that you can offer as a service, you might be thinking to yourself, well, this is paid advertising. This is about their web presence. How do these things tie into social media? Well, all the things I mentioned with the lead generation, with the retargeting, and with the proximity or local awareness ads, all of these things run through a Facebook profile. In fact, to advertise on Facebook, they must have a Facebook page as a presence. And any advertising campaign that you run is actually doing 2 things. It's actually building their fan base, because they will get page likes of the people that they're targeting. So they actually have a targeted base that they can follow now. And it's also going to cause some engagement for them in conversation based on the stuff they're advertising. So there is no such thing really, in my opinion, anymore of being social without the paid advertising component. And that's why we're starting to inject more of that in, rather than just simply say, hey, go and manage their Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, and you can follow up on comments and that sort of thing. We're giving a more holistic approach that we use in our own agency for businesses both large and small.
Awesome. All right, now we did say we were going to talk about the expert industry, and because it is close to the top of the hour, I am going to blaze through this just a little bit, but you guys are super familiar with what we are calling the expert industry, which is the subject matter expert. That is anybody that has an expertise in anything that is wanting to share that with people. So this could even be, we'll talk about a few examples in a minute, but generally this is a person, and I could even use myself as an example or Jesse as an example. I have some faces on here that you might be familiar with: Gary Vee, Chris Brogan, Scott Stratton. All of them are. Well, it's me because I'm sharing it, yeah? All of the friends of mine that I mentioned earlier in the call that you know: Lewis Howes, James Wedmore, Amy Porterfield, Mari Smith. These are all experts that you know because they're experts in the area of digital marketing. But there are experts, you know, I just bought a course, or actually Jesse bought a course and shared it with me on energy work the other day from Robert, I don't remember his name. But anyways, he's teaching an online education about energy work, right? I'm very interested in that. You have anybody that's kind of considers themselves a speaker, they can go out and speak on any topic. Maybe they consider themselves an author. They've written a book on any topic, whether it's food, fitness, personal development, business. I don't know. I feel like those are all
the speaker, author, coach market. Someone that actually has a following because they're speaking in front of people, or they've written a book that people are following. They have a blog or a podcast. Anything where they're on a regular basis pushing out content that people are consuming, and they start to develop their tribe and their following. Those are people that absolutely positively need help. And I guarantee you, there's far more of those than there are people to help them.
Now these, because it is a person, right? Because I'm the speaker, I'm the author, and I'm a person, they translate very well to social media, right? I should be, if I'm an expert, I should have videos on YouTube. I should be chronicling my life and the food that I eat on Instagram. I should be writing blog posts, right? I could be on Facebook and Twitter. So they lend themselves very well to multiple networks. But just like Jesse mentioned with the butcher, baker, candlestick maker, I like that. Rhymes.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. You can't be running your business and be the expert. I can't be off writing my book and doing my speaking and be managing my social media at all times. So there is a great way for you to partner with these experts to assist them with their social media. And one of the reasons why the expert industry is such a great market to tap into, first of all, actually there's two reasons. The first one I already said, it's exploding. The reason it is such a fast growing industry is because of the availability of tools on the internet. I can record video, upload it to a membership area, add a shopping cart, and do all the things that I need to do in order to sell my knowledge to people online for a couple $100 a month. I mean, the tools out there that I need to use in order to do that are free or so ridiculously inexpensive. So that's number one. Number two, in contrast to what we talked about just a few minutes ago, which is local businesses, it is very easy to track and measure all the activity that happens for these types of businesses. Why? Because 90+% of their transactions happen online, which means with an easy tracking link, I can measure who came from social media, how many sales did I get from that, how much money did I make from that. And so you as a service provider have a much easier job, I guess the word is, proving your worth to this type of business. Versus sometimes with local businesses, they can get in this place of, well, we don't know if Facebook brought us a new pizza customer today, or did anybody buy our coffee because of Facebook today? Sometimes you can get in this, whirlwind of it's a little bit harder with local businesses, but expert industry, if they're making a sale or a purchase or becoming a lead online, it's very easy to track and measure those results that you produce for those businesses.
Absolutely.
So again, this extends beyond that speaker, author, coach, musicians. I did a some consulting this weekend for an actress. Again, we talked about, we have sports athletes, reality TV stars, real estate professionals, TV reporters, political candidates, basically anyone who is wanting to leverage their personality, right? Their expertise or who they are, and they want to grow and make money based on, online, based on their personal presence or their personality.
Yeah, and we're not just like throwing a bunch of stuff out there. Actually, within our agency, I think we've absolutely hit every one of these categories.
I think so too. Yeah, actually, to be honest with you guys, this is actually my favorite one. That's why Jesse came on to talk about the local businesses because he has more experience over there. I really love, and some of my very first clients were information, what do we call them? Information businesses. They had information distributing businesses.
Sure.
And so they were personal brands, and there are people who were starting to get overwhelmed with social media because their personal brand was kind of taking off.
Right.
And I came in and said, hey, let me help you with your social media. And so there's this lovely play, this balance that happens between them expressing themselves online and social media, and then me being a service provider coming in behind them to boost what they're doing and help get their message out there.
They know it's important, but it started taking away from their core business.
Their core business is exactly right. So we don't have a lot of time to go as deep into this, but we wanted to at least give you guys a taste of, you guys know somebody who is a chef. You know somebody who is a chiropractor. You know somebody who is an expert in just about any area, and they may be looking to expand their reach online, and it's a huge opportunity for you to come in and help them as a social media manager. So I think we've said a lot. I know there's people sitting on the other side of this asking, how can they leverage their social media skills, right, to actually help these businesses that we've said, how can they start, how can they do this?
Yep, absolutely.
And because I know that you guys are asking that, okay, and I have had plenty of people ask me how I did this, I wanted to put together something to help you guys understand how I started my business sort of in a step-by-step system.
Yeah,
so
what Kate didn't really mention here for her is that she did get started this way as a social media manager. This is the first time we actually did this presentation, and there's a little bit of a disconnect in that normally we go through the process of, here's how you build your social presence and all that sort of thing, and here's how you get your post to engage, and we do cover that stuff in our training, but I thought it was just important for them to know that the reason I connected with you in the beginning and when we started our business is because I truly believe that you are social media. It's not just a business for you. You're online. People see your presence all the time. You understand how people engage each other. So the things we shared were a little bit different than what we normally do. We do cover all the other things. We've created posts ourselves that have 500,000 likes and 100,000 shares and all that sort of thing. So we have course content that covers that, but just want to let you know that what we shared tonight, the topic was social media strategies that you can bank on. So it was important for us to give you some things that actually do equate to dollars and cents in a business.
Exactly. In any business, right? I love that visualization of dropping somebody with a blindfold on into any place.
That's a great reality show.
Yeah, exactly. And have them find their closest local business and then pit them against each other and see how much money, additional revenue they can bring to a business. It's beautiful. And Jesse's actually really the one that helped me realize that that I actually had this trade skill that I could go anywhere in the world, I could work anywhere I wanted with anyone I wanted, and I could bring value to any business. And so now we want to share that with you guys in case, I don't know about you guys, do you want to travel? I mean, this is kind of cheesy because it sounds like one of those infomercial things, but it's really true at the end of the day. What are your goals in life? Well, I want to travel the world. I want to explore all different kinds of places. I want to have the freedom to not wake up to an alarm clock. I don't want to have, all of those things. And how do I accomplish that? Well, I do that by starting a business. And because social media and all of the things that we shared with you tonight are so easy to learn. I mean, I didn't tell you guys, but my degree is in ballet. Jesse, can I say you have a GED?
Yes.
Oh wait, I just did.
GED. That stands for good enough diploma.
Good enough diploma. And yet we can impact and make a difference in any business. So we can bring value to any business with our GED and our ballet skills. We turned those into a business where we do actually travel the world and we do impact and bring real value to businesses. So if you're looking to create that kind of difference in your life, you may be interested in checking out our Social Media Manager Pro. Now, this may not be for everybody, but if you do want to dive into what we talked about tonight, if you are interested in, I don't know, traveling the world and, making a bunch of money and hanging out with cool people and becoming an expert, it would be for you. If you're not interested in those things, totally okay with me, but
it's still definitely a fit for the 3 people we mentioned at the beginning. In fact, we continue to refine our own customer avatar, and we've identified with certainty over the past 2 years now, it's those of you that have your own business that are wanting to look to utilize social media to expand your presence. It's those of you who are already marketing professionals looking to expand your offering to bring in new clients and increase the value of your existing clients. And it's for those of you who have been looking for something that they could do from their home or from anywhere to start a business online.
Clearly, I have to get my finger clicking with your talking because I'm terrible at it. All right, so you guys, let me just breeze through and tell you a little bit about it because I don't want to take up too much of your time. But for those of you that are interested in hearing more about it, it's a 6-part training. I think it's pretty easy to follow, and it's not just me that teaches. Jesse also teaches, and we have a faculty of experts, and you can consume it at your own pace. So when I say faculty of experts, one thing I realized, Sean and I talked about how back in 2009 I got started. As social media started to grow and expand, I really realized that it's very difficult to drill super deep on every channel and every strategy. So we started to bring in other faculty members, other experts who have agencies of their own who provide services to clients, and you can hear from them on all of the different platforms and their different tactics and strategies. So in each module, you're going to get a 30-minute video tutorial. Now that part is presented by me, and then you get 5 to 10 additional training videos in each that help you understand each of the modules. And I'm going to go through those, if you don't mind, here in just a second. Actually, right now, I'll go through these for you. We talk about getting started, how to avoid mistakes. I want you guys to really understand that no matter where you're starting from, I believe anyone can start and create a successful social media manager business. And then a few things that you can do right out the gate to be in high demand. Module 2, I'm going to talk all about branding. Okay, so I want you to have the look of a professional. I want you to be able to talk like a professional. I want you to not really have to pay for advertising. I want you to be able to generate referrals. I want your website to look awesome. And so I want you to create a brilliant brand for yourself in social media.
Yeah, and that's actually presentations and things that we use ourselves in our own agency. So we're not just giving you training, you're actually getting real world stuff that we use with our own clients, whether it's presentations, documents, that sort of thing.
Absolutely, yes. Everything that we teach in Social Media Manager Pro is stuff that we have tested on our clients, right? So we don't bring you anything that's just theory. This is actually, literally, I'm in the trenches. That's how I got started. I didn't even start teaching until people actually started going, what are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. And they're going, well, why don't you teach us? And so now I'm here teaching you what actually works in our business from day to day. Module 3, service offerings. It's a little bit like what we showed you tonight. So I'm going to talk about the different ways to package and price services and what I think sells the best. And really what I think sells the best is because I'm out there talking to clients just about every single day or every single week. And I know which packages of ours sell the best to first-time clients. So similarly, like how we showed you tonight, the 5 critical marketing tasks, in the training, I would show you how to bundle those together, how to implement them, but I'll also show you how to charge for them. What offerings to stay away from that I've learned from experience will suck up all of your time. And I do give you strategies for actually speaking to clients and selling. I mentioned to you just a second ago that I'm a former dance instructor, so it's not like that came with any kind of sales training, but I have figured out how to speak to clients in a way that has them, even when you're just starting out, that has them interested in working with you. Module 4 is going to be a little bit how we gave you a little taste of that this evening, where we talked about the Groupon tactic. So we're going to talk about all the different types of clients. We're going to talk about becoming known as an expert, and we're going to give you some strategies for getting those first clients.
Before you leave that, I just wanted to say that with our students, one of the things that we find is that when we do Q&As on a regular basis, we don't get a whole lot of people that are saying, how do I find clients? How do I find clients? The stuff that we provide in the training is so straightforward. That is not the question that we get when we do our Q&As. So this training is pretty straightforward, and people do find their clients fairly quickly and right in their backyard in many cases.
As a matter of fact, just from this training tonight, I believe people could go out tomorrow and land a client very easily. You guys can search on Groupon, find a client that you think is eligible, go to their business and see, are they doing the 5 things that we showed you? If they're not doing any of the 5 things, or any of them are weak, show them how you could help them and why it's possible, simply from this training this evening. And you can imagine we go into a lot of the other different types of clients in the actual training. Module 5 is the doing the work one. Now this one is the one you might be the most familiar with or looking forward to. This is just, what do you do on a daily, weekly, and monthly schedule in order to provide services to your clients? I also go into how to create those strategies for them. We talk about the tools that you can use to save you time and maximize your client benefits, and a little bit into that reputation management. How do you protect your clients? Which networks do you monitor? Which networks do you manage? Module 6 is a little bit the nuts and bolts of running the business. So we're talking about running reports, how to deal with difficult clients, growing your business by hiring people to help you, and essentially how to set up your business so that you don't have to run it yourself. You don't have to do all the work. How to actually, what I like to say is maybe like transition yourself from being a freelancer to actually running a business. They're 2 very different things. So if you're just a freelancer that gets clients and then you do all the work, versus you actually run a business where you're in charge of prospecting and getting clients and then turning that over to other people who do the work. Now, this one, we're going to go deep into what we talked about today, social media for local business. This is a bonus module that we're throwing in for you. It's taught by one of our expert faculty members, Kurt Molly, and he talks to you about how to get your foot in the door very quickly in your first days, a quick 5-step system to get results for your client before you close the deal. We're going to teach you how to fulfill those services that we just went through to keep your clients coming back, and how easy it is to spot these clients, as you guys may have already learned from here. Now, my favorite module that is near and dear to my heart, and for those of you that are already marketing consultants on this call, I'm going to talk to you about growing your business beyond social media management. So first, we're going to teach you how to be a social media manager. Then we're going to teach you how to grow beyond that, right? How do you build this online empire? How do you get serious media attention? How do you create multiple streams of income? How do you position yourself as an authority? How do you become a best-selling author, right? All of these things that we all want to do, because we don't want to be stuck in doing the done-for-you services in our business forever and ever. So that's a bonus module number 2 that I'm including in the training. And there actually is a bonus module, a bonus number 3, which is our robust audio resource section. But I'm going to skip over that because I don't have time to go into it tonight. In any case, I know you guys have potentially heard about other social media manager trainings. It's my opinion that this is the best social media manager training in existence. I teach it myself. I have a faculty of real experts that I've hand selected. And my number 1 criteria for those experts is that they all have clients of their own, so that I know that they are actually practicing every single day the skills that they are turning around and teaching. Now, I know we're over time already because it's already 8:15, but this is just a handful of the testimonials that we have on file. Karen, Carol, people who have quit their jobs, hired their husbands, been laid off from IT, and Johnny here beat out 200 people, 200 applicants, because he was a student of mine and had training as a social media manager. So I'm very, very confident in my training. I've had very successful students. Like Sean said at the beginning, I've actually been teaching social media management pretty much since I got started, maybe within about 18 months. So somewhere around 2010, early 2010 is when I started teaching this stuff. I'm passionate about it. It's my #1 focus, is helping people become better social media professionals. Now, jumping to the chase, I'm sure you guys really want to know how much this is going to be. And I don't really know, it was a question for me too. How much do I charge? Because, here I am, this former unemployed dance instructor, which I'm not super proud of, but it is the truth, right? And then in some point in time, I was making 10 grand a month, per month income online just from my agency, going from unemployed dance instructor, waking up one day. What would that be worth to you, right, in your life and in your business? Well, I didn't really know. I couldn't really come up with a good answer to that question, but I do know that I wanted to greatly over deliver. I want to knock your socks off. I want you to be really super successful. So the price for Social Media Manager Pro today for you is going to be $497 for everything that everything that I just mentioned, the 6 modules in the training, the 2 bonus modules, and the audio resources that I didn't mention, that we skipped over. So that's the entire complete training. And I don't know, I think $497 to start a business is a pretty good deal. And so if you are interested in taking advantage of that opportunity, I would like for you to go right now to socialmediamanagerpro.com/all-pro, because I want you guys to join our all-star team and become a professional social media manager. Now, hold on just a second, because I want to show you something else too. Sean is a good friend of mine, and Jesse pushes out a lot of really great content. He's just brilliant, and he talked with you about retargeting. He talked with you about mobile leads, and we talked about the mobile websites. And so what we decided to do was make a bundle bonus offering for you guys for Social Media Manager Pro, that you will get all 3 courses. We have a course on website setting, WordPress website setup. We have mobile leads on Facebook setup and social retargeting. And normally those courses sell separately. So Social Retargeting Pro has 7 step-by-step training modules with a total of 14 videos, and we normally sell that course by itself for $198. We sell our Mobile Leads Pro, which is a 5-video training on everything you need to know. By the way, the video number 2, Facebook Power Editor, is less than 2 weeks old, and we've gotten tremendous feedback on that it was the most valuable video in the entire training, best Facebook Power Editor video people have ever seen. But if you're interested in how to generate those mobile leads, the tap leads, that one was $198 as well by itself. And our website pro course we offered was 6 modules, including strategy on how to set up a website for $98. A total value of $500. I am going to throw all 3 of those bonuses in when you decide to invest in yourself and become a Social Media Manager Pro subscriber today. If you're sitting on the fence, I'm going to give you 30 days in Connect. And what I love about Connect is that in your first month, with your 1-month free trial, you get to come on those Q&A calls that Jesse was just talking about. So you have a chance to go through the training and then hop on a Q&A call. It'll be a Google Hangout just like this. You can see general Q&A Hangout there. And Jesse and I will answer any question that you guys have, whether it's for your business, your products and services, whether it's a client that you have a question about or whether it's getting your own business set up. So I'm going to throw in 1 free month of Social Media Manager Connect as well. And again, all of that is for one payment of $497. You just have to go to the socialmediamanagerpro.com/all-pro. And, you know, I'm even generous enough, I'll give you your money back. I think you guys can make 3 times your investment in 30 days. I think it's very easy to spend invest $500 in a training and go out and make a genuine effort to implement what we teach you. And there's no reason within the first 30 days that you can't triple that investment. Our students do it left and right. And I believe that you guys can do it too. But if you don't, or if you don't like the sound of my voice, if you don't like the font that we use on the slides, whatever reason that you have, I will refund your money 100%, guaranteed. Not a lot of people actually take me up on that, but I have no problem doing that because the last thing I want is an unhappy customer. So you guys, I will also, let's see, I can also make available a 3 payment. So if the $497 is a little bit out of reach for you today, there's a little button on the website that says, Kate and Sean, please make I'd like to make 3 payments. And normally I don't make the bonuses available for a 3 pay. But again, since Sean has so generously allowed me to present to you guys tonight, and I really, I have much gratitude for that, I will still give you guys the bonuses, even if you want to take the 3 payment option of $197. So 3 payments of $197. That is Social Media Manager Pro. I kind of suck at this part. The socialmediamanagerpro.com/all-pro. You guys, there's a button there that says Get Access Now. And I mean, I don't know. I really recommend that you guys do it. I don't know. That's what I think, but I don't know. Maybe. Uh-oh. What's going on? What's going on? Sean, are you here? Are you back with me?
I am. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah. I don't know what I was going to say, I don't know what Sean recommends, but
I absolutely recommend it.
I'm going to push this little button out for you guys, but yeah, I don't know what Sean recommends, but I think you guys should do it, but you know, that's just me.
There's so much, you know, it's funny, Kate. I have a good friend, Sean, who makes, I don't know how much she makes, but she does really well doing this. And it's funny, she called me, she works primarily with brands in the surf and skate industry. And she called me and she's like, hey, I'm thinking about offering these packages at, you know, $180 a month, $360 a month, $540. And it was just kind of like she was basically, you know, going through what her price points were and kind of being cute using, you know, skateboard related or surfing or somewhere related terms where like a 180 or a 360 or a 540, those are kind of tricks based on how many spins you do. But I was telling her, I was like, those prices are way too low. I, you know, have for a long time had people on staff that do social stuff for us and been willing to pay a whole lot more than that. And that's just somebody who's full-time, you know, and so for me to hire somebody and go through all of that and the time and energy it takes, it's pretty easy, you know, to find it's not easy, but it's much easier to hire a consultant to do it who does it, you know, who's already a pro at it and has results. So I just told her, you know, definitely increase your prices. At that point, it would be almost suspect. And when you're talking to them, find out what they want, and as long as you can deliver it, no matter what your objectives are for them to help them, tell them what they want to hear. So if they say, I want 10,000 fans and I want, you know, to get a lot more likes and all our stuff, blah, 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 then if you know you can do that, then do that. But your job really primarily is to make sure there's value in all those fans and all that. And as a social media manager, you know how to do that, right? But most companies don't see it that way. They want more fans, whatever. So anyway, she does a great job, but she ended up emailing me shortly thereafter, and her income had tripled. So this is a girl who literally travels the world doing surf. She does surf reporting for a particular company. So she's always traveling, but doing this. And she asked me the other day, she emailed me and said, is there I was going to ask you if you know a tool that will allow you to auto post to Instagram, because one of her big problems is she's on like 18-hour or 10-hour flights. And anyway, so I just told her, as far as I know, there's not anything that posts to Instagram for you yet. You have to actually do it. There's tools that'll schedule it and remind you, but nothing that'll auto post yet. And
not yet. They will open up their API, but that will be a big problem when they do. But you're so right. The biggest thing that I hear from people coming to me is that that have maybe already started doing it is that they don't know how to package and price things. And I think that is kind of one of my superpowers, because I have this little way that I test different prices. I was just teaching somebody it the other day. So I always kind of go out and do a little bit of research, and then I set my price, and then I keep raising it every single time I pitch it or offer it to a client until I get 3 no's in a row. Once I get 3 no's in a row, I go back to the last price that I started that I got my last yes, and I'll test it there, because there's this art to being able to, you don't want to underprice. You also don't want to overprice. If you're getting a lot of no's and you price yourself out of the market, that's also a bad idea. So, but for me, it was like, when I started out, this is embarrassing to say, and it's because there's a couple of these clients that I was offering social media services for $250 a month.
Oh my God.
I know, isn't it embarrassing? Then I raised it at some point. Actually, one of the clients that I had was like, your prices are too low, you have to raise them. Just not for me, right? She coached me to raise my prices for, everybody else. And she's referred me a lot of clients too. And I'm grateful and appreciative of that. But I learned from that to raise my prices. And then I got an easy yes. So I'm thinking, well, if 500 was easy, let me try 750. Let me try 1,000. And I tried that, and I just kept going until finally I got to a place where people were kind of saying no. And I don't even know if I've really even gotten to that place. So the main packages that Jesse and I sell now start at $2,500, but on average we're selling $5,000 a month packages to our clients, where we're doing paid Facebook or paid advertising and organic social media. And that's what we're training you guys on in Social Media Manager Pro, is how we sell those packages, what we offer in them, and how to deliver. So
well, here's the thing, Kate. I mean, if you just the strategy Jesse shared with Facebook lead generation, which has been huge on there. I don't know if you remember that part, but he's talking about mobile and using lead generation, stuff like that. But that within itself, if I were to hire you and you were able to get leads at the price that you were talking about and what they're going for,
23 cents. Can you believe that?
Yeah, no, I totally believe it, because it's kind of all the rage at the moment. But that is what why people pay big bucks. They pay for value. So anyway, for me, it's not a question of the price. It's just what value do you bring for the price. And the funny thing is, I know when you said you were doing $250, oftentimes you can service a client like that, by handling a lot of their social stuff. If you're not doing some really advanced, kind of funnel strategy or whatever, but just the basics, oftentimes it's just a couple minutes a day or even an hour a week, to be able to do it. So you think, you end up pricing stuff based on what it takes of your time, but not of the value you bring. So we could have this discussion.
There's a really great analogy that we talk about in the course, because a lot of times we provide services that are just strategies, right? A lot of times now, a lot of business actually are hiring in-house. So I love people that want to become social media managers, because there are some people that would like to actually get hired instead of start their own business. Either way is fine with me. But when I do find a business that's like that, then they want a strategy done to help assist their team. And what's beautiful about that is I'll provide the same strategy to a local business for maybe $1,500, an online business for maybe $2,500. But I've had Fortune 100 companies that I've provided strategies for that we're charging 10 grand a month. 10 grand for. And Wow. It's the same strategy. It's the same amount of work on my part, but it's just pointing to exactly what you're saying. What's the value to the business?
Yeah.
If it's a Fortune 100 client, they're doing $1 million a month or $5 million a month, whatever it is. My $10,000 social media strategy is like nothing to them, and I don't have to feel guilty. I don't have to feel bad about it. The end answer to how much do I charge a business is what kind of value can you actually provide, and it's a sliding scale.
Okay.
Do you want me to answer some of the Can I answer some of the questions?
Yeah, let's roll through the questions.
Okay, good. I thought Jesse was going to be here, but he stepped out for just a second. Well, some people have asked how much can I make per month total, like how much can I make per month? And a lot of times that is, I don't know, I say again, sliding scale. How much do you want to, I'm gonna say how much do you want to earn? You know, if you just want one client extra to help out in the evenings and make an extra car, you know, help out with the car payment or the mortgage, you know, that's totally an option. If you want to start an agency, you can hire people. You know, the sky is the limit. I've tried both ways. I know which one that I prefer. So it's kind of hard to answer the question about how much money can you make being a social media manager, because the answer is it really is up to you. What types of businesses do you like to work with? How many hours do you want to work? Do you want to hire people, or do you just want to do it yourself? So, you know, you can make really as much or as little as you'd like. Another question that has come in is, the question is, how much do I charge per client to provide these services? And we kind of just answered that. Our packages are around, our basic packages that we teach start around $1,000 a month, and then they go on up to about $5,000 a month. So it really just depends on what you're doing, but something even as simple as the directories that we talked about, you know, you could charge a local business $500 bucks to do that for them, and it will only take you a few hours, if that, of your time, an hour, maybe 2 hours of your time to actually implement for them. So let's see, what if I don't want to do all the work myself? Well, there are a lot of people out there that don't mind doing the work. So if you're really good at selling and you just want to go out, looks like all my letters are kind of missing on here. Hang on just a second. There we go. So if you want to go out and just do the selling and you want to train and hire a team to do the work for you, I think that's a brilliant option, and a lot of our students do that. Another question I see here is kind of the opposite. What if I suck at selling? Well, you have a couple of options. You can either get good at selling, which is something that we teach in the training a little bit about different ways to sell your social media services, or you can partner up with the person who asked the question right before this, which is, what if I don't want to do all the work myself? And then you guys have a beautiful business partnership. How do I sell social media if I have never had a client before? That's a really good question. And again, a lot of these have to do with getting clients. Seems like you guys really understand how to actually implement the services, but we dive into that again in that module 3 about how to position yourself if you've never had a client before, how to get some testimonials and some portfolio case studies under your belt before you go out and offer services, and how to sound good. When I got my first clients, I'd never had a client before, so I think anybody can do it. It's just a mindset thing. Yeah, I think that's the majority of the types of questions. You think there's any other things with telepathy?
There's one from JC that says, at what point do you pass the work part to someone else, and where do you find people who do the grunt work?
Okay, so well, first of all, I have a group on Facebook called Social Media Managers. There's about 10,000 people in there, so there's plenty of social media managers. I say that to say, I mean, you can't really walk down the street without tripping over somebody that knows how to use social media. I mean, even, you know, some of my clients like want to hire their teenagers or their college age kids or their cousin or, you know, whoever. Because really, if you think about it, if you know how to use Facebook, like Sean, do you know how to upload a photo? Do you know how to post a status update, right? Do you know where your inbox is? I mean, the answer is yes. And so if you have, you know, a lot of people have pretty basic social media know-how in terms of like how to use the networks. So finding somebody to do the grunt work isn't really the difficult part. It is more of the strategy of business building. So when do you find somebody to do it? How much do you charge them? And what do you give them to do? I can tell you for myself, about 6 months in, I started to feel overwhelmed. I had about 5 clients, and I really think that 5 or 6 clients for one person is about as much as you can do. Now, I said that in my group, there's a couple of people in there who do like 20 clients, but I don't believe that they're doing social media the way it actually should be done. So around 4, 5, 6 clients, I started to feel overwhelmed. The first thing I actually did was hire somebody to be my assistant to handle the administrative stuff. So like payroll, bookkeeping, filing, invoicing my clients, my taxes, you know, that kind of stuff. Because it was like, okay, if the first thing I can do is get all of that stuff off my plate that anybody can do, responding to emails, you know, getting my dry cleaning, taking my dog to the vet. The very first thing you can do that I think is awesome is get an assistant to take all the things off of your plate that you don't need to be doing so that you can focus all of your time directly on your business. You know, hire a housekeeper, whatever you need to do. And I know that sounds funny, but it really is the best piece. The first day somebody came and cleaned my house and I was working and actually making money while they were cleaning my house was like one of the best days of my life. The next thing that I did, the next person that I hired was somebody who could handle all, like you said, the grunt work tasks. So there are some tasks that are higher level thinking, like engagement, right? Like how do I respond to this post and how do I carry on conversations with clients on social media? I would say that's like a higher level task. But for like follow 50 people a day who have the keyword pizza in their bio, that's something that like anybody can do. My teenager could do that, right? So the next thing I did was hire somebody to help me with all of my clients to do those types of tasks. And later I then started hiring, I hired a client account manager to actually help me be a liaison between my virtual assistant team and my clients. And I also trained that person to be a strategist. So there's really like, first I started with somebody to clean my house, then I started with somebody to do my taxes, then somebody did the following for me, then somebody was my client account liaison director, and then finally I could train somebody to be the strategist and kind of take over so that I could go, I don't know, drink margaritas on the beach if I wanted instead of run my business. And that was probably about, you know, the first 18 months or so was a lot of me doing a lot of the work. And then over the first, like by the end of the second year was really, I was out. I mean, you know, Sean, how many times were we just like hanging around and going to events? And I don't know if you really saw me working, but.
I've never seen you work. Other than right now, if you call this work.
You just did. I just worked for the last hour and a half.
Now, you know what? That's one of the things about, I guess, doing this kind of work that always amazes me is how complicated people can make it. I think I've told you this before. A few years ago, I interviewed this person who did the social media for the ICANN cheeseburgers company, which is you know what I'm talking about. They have like Fail Army, Fail Blog, a bunch of sites that the user generated content sites. Anyway, she did all the social for them. And what was impressive to me was how she organized it. She had a Google spreadsheet that was her day from 9 to 5. And this at the time, she had 50 different companies basically that she managed, or 50 different websites. And she managed Twitter, I think Twitter, Facebook, and maybe YouTube or one other site. I don't remember what the third one was. And what her job was basically to post and then react or respond or engage with anybody engaging or responding with them. And some of these properties had over 1 million fans on Facebook. So anyway, but she was able to do this for 50 different accounts. And what she did was she said, okay, based on the, what's that?
That was, wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, but based on how she organized it was based on the size of the account. So if it was under 25,000 fans, it got 5 minutes twice a day. If it was over that up to 100,000, it got 10 minutes twice a day. If it was up to 1 million or something, it got 3 times a day or 4 times a day. It got 10 minute shots. So she had this schedule that was literally color coded, and almost every 5 to 10 minute chunks. She was going from one thing to the next, but was successfully able to manage over 50 different assets and hundreds of accounts when you added them all up, several hundred accounts. So anyway, it's really not that challenging, and I thought that was a pretty neat kind of organized approach to do it.
Yeah, when I'm talking about the 5 or 6 accounts, I'm literally managing 2 to 3 or about 3 profiles for them. I'm creating content for them. I'm helping with reputation management and customer support. We're posting, we're engaging, we're running metrics. We're also doing advertising for them. So I guess it really depends on what you're actually providing. If you're just doing posting services, there's lots of really great tools and you can do that very quickly. I take a very organic, holistic approach to social media, and every client that I take on, I think about how I would manage my own social media, right? And you know how much it takes to even just manage one profile a day, from the amount of responses that you get and the amount of private messages that you get. And I don't know how much time you spend creating your images, Mr. iPhone image expert, right? But to do that for clients and add the text and then, to understand and spend time learning. So there's a lot of different things that go into running your business. When in Social Media Manager Pro, I talk about your daily schedule a little bit, and waking up in the morning and spending your first hour to hour and a half actually working on your own business. So are you writing your own blog posts? Are you doing your own social media, right? Because we're all guilty of the cobbler's kids have no shoes or whatever. And then my social media looks like crud. But if you look at my clients, it's all stellar. So that happens often. So we talk about spending time doing that, doing your own marketing. You got to spend time doing your own education. So that's why you guys are here at 10 o'clock at night or 9 o'clock at night or whatever time it is. I have no idea because I have no life. I don't know what time it is because this is just what I do, right? I love what I do. Work and play is all blurred, right? Have no idea. So you guys are here at night doing this training. So you got to educate yourself. And then somewhere in between, you actually have to go out and sell the services. You actually have to provide them. So there is a lot that goes into it. And so, I take a very, very realistic view of that. And if you find little hacks along the way that make it go faster and all that, then I'm all for those. But man, 50 accounts, I would need help to do that. Probably like Prozac or something. See, Sean didn't like my joke. I think I'm funny. Maybe I lost him.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, you just didn't think it was funny. Okay, good. That was awkward.
Yeah, you know what I did? I was closing down tabs as we're wrapping up here, and I signed out of my email.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was really clever. Did you say something funny, and then we were waiting for a response?
To manage 50 accounts, I would need help, like Prozac or something, and then it was like just this dead, awkward silence. It was awful.
Yeah.
It was very painful. Thank you.
Got kicked out. So anyway, all right. Well, Kate, I want to say huge thanks to you and Jesse. I learned several new things, and you guys have inspired me. I'm definitely going to go be running some of the lead generation ads. I keep forgetting to do it, and anyway, I have all the excuses in the world. But
the lead generation, even for us in our stuff and for our clients, the lead generation ads are kicking booty. Get on it.
Yeah, they're amazing. We've been doing some fun stuff with Instagram ads. We should swap notes.
Oh, we should. Yeah. And he's got some cool retargeting ideas too that is in that bonus that we offered, the Social Retargeting Pro. Everything from like retargeting people to show them testimonials, retargeting them to offer them free things once they've already visited your website, retargeting them after they become a customer just to say thank you, all kinds of different little cool stuff in retargeting as well. So you guys don't forget that in addition to the main pro training, you do get those 3 bonuses with the mobile leads and retargeting and website pro also, which is a good little package to turbocharge your social media manager business.
Oh, that's awesome. I want to check that out, so I look forward to looking at that.
All right. Yeah,
Good
I'd love
things.
to hear what you guys are doing over on Instagram too, so that'd be awesome.
Yeah, you know what? We should. I might post something in the group. Maybe we can create some conversation there,
Yeah.
so everybody can learn from it. And somebody asked earlier if they could, if the group was open to anybody, and I believe it's just open to the people that are in the course, right?
Well, my social media manager group, social media managers on Facebook, is actually open to all social media managers. And we have 10,000 social media managers in there. Some work for brands, some work for news outlets, some are professionals. Some people in there are in those buckets we talked about today, like they're a small business owner and they just want to learn from social media professionals. So the social media managers group on Facebook is open. Now our Connect group is closed, and that's because, sometimes they want to talk about specific client issues that they're having and, get help with that. And so we want that to be private. But no, our social media manager group on Facebook is open for anybody. But our students are in our Connect group.
Okay, well, I'll coordinate with you, and I'll post something in one of those wherever you think will be a better fit.
Okay.
But back, I guess, just to wrap things up and going back to your offer, if any of you guys are on the fence, I think it's a phenomenal offer. If you've been looking to do something that, in my opinion, it's pretty easy to do and it's a lot of fun. And really, the selling part is not that hard. In fact, I'll tell a quick story, Kate. I don't know how many of you guys know, but I've worked with Kate for many years now. And 3 years ago, when you first launched this, we promoted it. We had a guy, it was probably on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, somewhere like this, who got the course, Kate, went through it over the weekend, and he decided he was going to focus on restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up reaching out to, I forget, I want to say 12 restaurants or 14 restaurants who, what he did was he looked them up and then looked at their social and saw they needed help,
Mm-hmm.
and reached out to him and just said, hey, I want to talk to you guys and do a proposal. So he set up an appointment, got in, and he closed 10 of those 12, and closed them all at $1,000 a month. In 1 week, generated $10,000 a month income in business from scratch from going through your training. So like the sky's the limit, in my opinion, on this stuff. So I can't say enough good things. Kate's stand up. If you guys don't get your money's worth or don't feel like the value's there, she will happily offer you a refund, and I'll double back that refund if for some reason. Kate.
Yeah. Trust me, I'm like the most real person that ever walked the street or whatever. If you met me in person, I'm just as kooky and crazy as I am now. That's how I'm friends with Sean, because he is too. So yeah, I really I know social media management may not be for everyone, but I really think that you guys will get value from it. I mean, honestly, the first time I was asked to teach this, I was like, what am I supposed to teach? And they were like, just teach people what you do. And so that's exactly what I do. So I feel very good about my training because honestly, I just teach exactly what I do. I came off to see if there were some more questions, but I don't see any more. I see that Chris is in, so thanks, Chris. I'll see you in the training. I'm excited about that. And a couple people asking about the recording, so of course I'll be able to. I will. That's why I love Google Hangouts, is because we always have a recording. It's never that, oh no, there was no recording.
As you say at the screen at Black. Okay, there we go. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So again, it's Social Media Manager Pro /All Pro. And that gets you immediate access.
Yeah, that'll get you the bundle, right? Because I want you guys to have the 3 bonuses.
And if anybody's watching us at a later date, Kate, is there somewhere they can email you questions? Or if they need support for anything?
We generally have right there on the All Pro page on the bottom right, you guys will see live chat. And our live chat support team, sometimes it's Jesse, sometimes me, like we pretend we have this big professional thing going on, but sometimes it's Jesse, sometimes Sometimes it's my sister who's, if I told you earlier, I said I hired a bookkeeper and assistant. I was fudging. That was just me with my sister to answer my emails and do my bookkeeping. Sometimes she's our chat person. So you guys can talk to her, you guys can talk to us, or you can leave a message and one of us will answer. So if you have questions, it's still just go to the All Pro page and leave a message for us on chat and we'll get back to you, or we might be there and get to talk to you live, hopefully.
Awesome. All right, Kate. Well, I just want to say a huge thanks for everything tonight. Thank Jesse for me if he's still around. He did an awesome job. I learned some pretty cool things. So I appreciate you guys. And again, you get my highest endorsement. So if anybody has any questions or on the fence, I say just get it. And if for some reason you don't feel like the value is there, Kate will issue a refund. But I know you will. And I look forward to hearing kind of some stories about how people have kind of created some great things from this. And I'll also be available, Kate, or I'll be in the group. I want to get in that group and get that conversation going and communicate with people. So thanks again for everything, Kate. I guess I'm going to pass it back to you, I guess, just for any final words and let you shut it down.
Yeah, no, I mean, I only just try to say, actually you reminded me, I was going to say the story. We have a student named David Struther, and you guys may, I may have talked to, I normally actually would talk about him in the webinar, but I wanted to get to the 5 strategies. I knew there was a lot of content. He actually sat on the training for 3 months and then went and watched just module 8, which is the local business social media module, which is kind of what we covered. And he's a little bit the inspiration for why we retooled our training, because he went out and sold 3 new clients that month after having done nothing for 3 months, just based on 1 module in the training, and made $18,000 that month. So that's just one example of the stories that I skipped over. Quite a bit of our students out there doing it, but I don't know. So you could sit on this for 3 months, watch 1 module, and still go out, implement, and be really successful with it. So I really think that anybody, I mean, I'm the poster child for, if I can do it, anybody can. And so I really encourage you guys that if you have a dream that you want something more for your life, you want to start a business, you want to make more money, or you want to grow a skill that will be useful for you no matter what, that you jump in and come take a look at Social Media Manager Pro and just go to /AllPro, and I'll see you there. So thanks for being here.
Awesome. Thanks, Kate. Have a great night.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.